Hello, welcome. Hopefully this works because once again I didn't set things up beforehand. Couple interesting things. This is our first brunch on my new setup. We are now running a 3 monitor setup, which I am super excited for. Which means that we have a new view, right? No more door. You guys don't have to guess whether the door is open or not. I've got the game running over here. I have the chat running over here. I've got my .ggs and roster review stuff over here. So this is my first time doing it this way, and there may be some hiccups as I look all over confused and my muscle memory has me doing different things. We are going to skip out largely on the game today just because the Broncos are playing in England, which means the game is at 9 a.m., right? It's about 7:15 this morning, which is why we started a little early. I get to see you from your better side. And my wife and I would like to see at least half of the game before we head into the city. And we are heading into the city because it is our 6th anniversary. We're going to see Beetlejuice and to a lovely steakhouse that I've never been to. So we want to try to get things done, right? That's the goal. Our goal is to, at the very least, try to get through 3 to 4 roster reviews, as well as do Egnards Draws. It's been 2 weeks since we've done Egnards Draws, and Moonborn finished the intro for it. So I feel like we have to unveil that today. Darth Link, man, you know I always appreciate your patronage, but go to sleep, dude. It is 5:15 for you, my man. Like, again, I know you are a big Broncos fan as well. You love watching football and you love the Mile High City, but we need a little bit of sleep on a Sunday. I'm also going to be drinking water throughout brunch instead of coffee because I don't do good on 2 cups of coffee. And I'd like to enjoy that cup of coffee with my wife while we watch the half of the game that we do get to enjoy. Before we get into any reviews, any of that stuff, let's just check out. Let's see what's going on. We got hit up against a TW guild. It sucks. We lost 2 in a row, and then we got 1 easy one, and now we've got another. We've got another lovely TW guild where we are just getting we're getting shit on, and that is our day. Link, dude, I you know me, I appreciate the hell out of you. I always appreciate the hell out of you. But seriously, go to sleep, man. We all love. I know sometimes he's Shadow, sometimes he's Darth Link, sometimes he's Delta Defender. We don't know what day we're getting which Darth Link. But as you can see, no TW Hero today. I got to play TW Hero last round, which was very nice. I got first place in everything and took down full walls on my own. It was quite beautiful. With all of that said, again, I already did Conquest. I did it this morning. I normally do it during brunch, but we want to get through things today. I've kind of gotten shit on with the Datacrons. I got lucky. I mean, you can see I have 4 freaking R9, level 9, first order ones. I got really lucky last time, finally being able to get this first order special forces TIE Pilot one. But I keep rolling Commander Luke Skywalker, and I cannot get the fucking Ray Datacron. It's just not happening. Seer, I guess Seer will come in handy, but I really would love to be able to have the Ray one, and I'm not too concerned with getting a Pirates one right now because it's going to be about 2 months until I have a Pirates team that is worth using. So I've been focusing on these guys. I've been focusing on the Focus Datacrons. This Jawa one kind of looks silly, like silly as all hell. I noticed it yesterday, and I bought the Jawa data Lightspeed bundle, so they're all relics. We'll give it a try next week. And finally, before we get into reviews for this morning, I am back in Kyber 1 after my last match. And I said this on Discord yesterday. I had a really interesting second match because what ended up happening is oh no, right here. Review 1. What ended up happening here is I did half of the round and got a couple of drops. And my opponent cleared 3 walls with 0 drops. And then I said, you know what, let me try a little bit more. And I ended up getting a couple more drops and giving up. And I was like, you know what, it doesn't even make sense to do these things. And then my opponent dropped 20 times in a row to Mon Mothma. And it saved my entire round. Yeah, that's right. Moonborn obviously here for right now. The reason that he was able to do our intro so quickly is we agreed that we as a stream last week, we agreed that I would save his ass and do Relic 9 Grand Inquisitor to save our TB, and we would demand an intro from him, and he came through. I have listened to it like 10 times now. It is very, very funny. But we got shit to do. We don't have a lot of time today, and we have shit to do. Tavarius, are you here? I know it's early, and we kept skipping you last week because you were not able to be here. So I want to make sure that you are here when I do your review. Otherwise, we'll just go right to Dan, and then we'll go through and we'll just keep asking Tavarius about whether he's here or not. It was worth getting a new jingle, I promise you. It was very, very worth it. But with that said, we're going to jump over to that first jingle, to the roster review jingle, because, again, we're not really doing much in game today, right? So let's pop that on over. Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a roster talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you. That's beautiful, right? That's one of my favorite things in the world. I love those songs. I have told Moonborn on multiple occasions that the song regularly thanks, M3. Regularly gets stuck in my head. We're going to give Tavarius another minute, see if he's here, because I know he wants to be here for his review. Heroes, that wasn't even the new intro. That was an old intro. All right. I'm going to assume Tavarius is not here right now, and we are going to jump over to Dan. Let's find it in here now. Dan messaged me, DTKKM, Dwight the Kit Kat Man, right now on Discord. He messaged me last week. And he said, hey, you know, this is the 2-year anniversary. So it's my 6th year wedding anniversary. It is his 2-year game anniversary. And he received, I think, his last 3 review. I don't want to pull up his PMs. Those are personal and dirty. You He received his last 2, maybe 3 from Cap. I'm sure he would still be receiving his 4th one from Cap right now if Cap did not quit the game. I play second fiddle to a bald man that lives in Japan, and that's fine. But we are going to we're gonna see what we got here, right? So what are we at? We're at 16 minutes, Dan. Xander, did Moon top the roster review note 1? I don't know. It's really hard to compare. It is so hard to compare. The roster review one is such a classic. I think I need to listen to this one a lot more. Link, dude, I love you. I really do. Go to sleep. Seriously, go to sleep. It's gonna be about an hour before we get to that, but go to sleep. But I do. I appreciate and I love you and thank you. All right, let's see. So we got Dan. He got his 2-year review. What's the top 20 of your fleet arena look like? 2 Leviathans, one of them being yours. Perfect. Handful of profundities, several executors. Are you coordinating? Yes. Perfect. Easy. It makes life easy. Are you currently working on all raid stuff? Raid. Just like Arnold, right? Adding relics to current raid teams, more modding, more Zetas, farming pirate shards, unlocking Maz at end of conquest. I gotta tell you, I did not spend a lot of time with her in beta, but she is unlocked in the beta, and I did go through and relic her and put just some mods on her. And I threw her in some auto battles with my crappy pirates. Again, it's just a couple of battles, but she looks pretty good. Amazing, I don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time with her, but she looks pretty good. Are you dead set continuing till I hit a better raid score pretty much in that lane? How highly do you value efficiency versus fun? As efficient as possible. Any favorite characters? No, right? All right, let's see. We're going to pop on over. We're going to head over to DTK. And look, 2 years and 11.6 million. And I know that you spend money, but you're not a whale, right? You'll buy like Lightspeed bundles and stuff. So being at 11.6 million at the 2-year mark is pretty solid. Hurting a little bit for Zetas, I can only imagine. We're at 176. I can only say that that's like a desert that you're probably sitting in, just starving for them right now. 11.6. We are hitting first, which is good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 GLs. We're missing the Pirates. We're missing Hondo. We're missing Lord Vader and Ahsoka, but nobody gives a shit about Ahsoka right now, right? Executor, Profundity, Leviathan. Okay, nice. Now, one thing, I mean, you're on all of my streams, right? And we're not talking about like a major thing, but one thing you've probably heard me talk about quite a bit is just the idea that you never know when you are going to need a ship, a specific ship. So if you're not already, I would be trying to even just 5 battles a day. It looks like it's just the TIE Reaper right now, right? And I thought I saw one more. But you got Rex's. The B-Wing is new, so that's not a big deal. The Rogue One is new. That's not a big deal. But I definitely would try to just put out extra energy towards these things because we don't know, right? In 3 months, there could be a new Empire fleet and we need the TIE Reaper and you're like, oh, crap, I really need it. Don't put a ton of effort into it. Don't go crazy with it, but put a little bit anytime you have extra instead of towards something else. It's so much better to be in that position where you are completely caught up on ships. But again, it's bottom of the barrel stuff, right? But let's see the important stuff. I'm assuming all of your assault battles are in order because you didn't list any of that stuff. Raids. No, we don't care about Order 66 right now. Raids, Battle for Naboo. We do have the boys. Imperial Remnants. So is this the only thing that you're missing on Assault Battles? The Enoch Night Trooper, Death Trooper? Is it just those boys? It's just those little ones? I'll wait for your response as I check through raid history. You're doing about 6 million. What does your guild need you to do? Oh, okay. All right, so that's nice. I mean, it's a weird place to be in because my guild is in the same place, right? Where we're at that max point. And on the one hand, we don't need people to be getting higher raid scores. But on the other hand, we are still pushing those people to get higher raid scores because, you know, you never know when somebody leaves the guild or somebody just can't make it that week because there's something going on. But I would definitely, you know, I'm assuming your guild is kind of in the same position and they're still trying to push people. I would just be a little careful about going too crazy at this point with the raid. Right, like you need it. Your guild wants you to do it. You're already maxing. Just be careful in that regard about overcommitting. What are we doing? Order 66. So I'm assuming you're doing this. Yeah, look, it is. Here's the thing, STX. You're right. Everybody has to move towards goals. And we have a couple people in my guild who are not meeting our current raid goal. But they are pushing towards reaching that goal. And there is going to come a point where I tell people, okay, your raid score was 1 million. Now it's 8 million. I don't need you to get that other 2 million because on principle, it's just going to not help us. So it's kind of towing that fine line of saying, yes, we do want you to push the score a little bit, but don't go too crazy. I'm assuming you're doing the 3.6 here with these two guys. You're doing 1.8 here with Jedi Master Mace Windu. I actually have not put Mace Windu into my rotation of teams because then that means I have to make my Keller and Beck raid run a lot more annoying. 1.2 with Bad Batch, right? So 3.6, 1.2 is 4.8, and then 4.8, 5.8. So you're okay. You're doing the 7 here, the 9 here. You're doing the 5 with Bad Batch, and then the rest you're just putting in extras, which is fine. SM33 really does help with getting like the higher raid runs, even with shitty pirates. But I don't think it's worth running that while you're still working on things. What are you working on? Raid? Adding relics to raid teams, more modding, more Zetas. Yeah. You have... No, you don't even have a Lord Vader, so I don't even know if it's worth it to do the other clones there. Order 66. I would say farming pirate shards, unlocking Maz. What do our pirates look like? Pirates are going to be a little while. So when we're talking about getting like a 9 or 10 million score, you're probably not going to factor those guys into the equation. I think one important thing to kind of think about is how different teams will affect your guild in other areas of the game. Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna look at that stuff. I promise. And with that, you know, I don't know how you're feeling on Omicrons and everything, but even though I don't even use Jedi Master Mace Windu in my raid at all, I still brought that whole team to R8. And the reason I did it was Depa Balaba with her Omicron makes TB autoable. What's his name? The Plo Koon, you need Relic 8 for when you eventually get Ahsoka, right? And do you have, let's see, low. You have him at relic 5 right now, and he's a fleet commander. So it gives you like a TB battle at a much higher level, and also gives you a higher level raid team. So it is one, like, I've been going back and forth on whether I want to make them relic 9 or not. You can definitely do the relic 9 Jedi Master Mace Windu, relic 9 Depa, and relic 9 Temple Guard, and that 3-man will give you 3.6 million with good modding. I've done it on a bunch of different people's accounts now, and it's super easy as long as you have semi-decent mods. That's going to turn your 1.8 into a 3.6. If you do that, I would just make sure, hey, I want to help my guild and other things too. Let me make sure that I have, Plo Koon at relic 8, and maybe even Keller and Beck at relic 8, and I can just throw them into TB battles. But that's lower priority, right? I think that your priority, if you want to do raid stuff, is that 3-man Mace Windu team, because, what are you doing right now? 6 point something, 6.2, that gives you another 1.8, so that's 7.2, that's 8 million score just on getting those 3 R9s. Hey, Darfrog. On Discord, you head over to our Discord. I think it spams messages. Maybe only Twitch spams messages, but possibly some kind person will post our Discord while I'm talking. So my thought is that when it comes to the clones, and again, I haven't looked at your other stuff, when it comes to the clones, I think they're a really solid team. And Lord Vader really benefits from having higher relics, right? That's the misunderstood part of the Lord Vader kit that a lot of people mess up, and they're like, why does my Vader suck? And it's because they don't understand that he really needs high relics in order to ramp. So I happen to really like them as a relic 9 team. I think they are a really solid relic 9 team. The 3-man raid run, though, is a pain in the ass. Sometimes you get it in 2. Sometimes you get it in 30. I don't mind doing it because, like, I feel like I'm getting one over on CG. But I know a lot of people are starting to get fed up with it. So if you're looking predominantly for raid, the 3-man for the raid will make your life a lot easier. And if we look at it like this, right? Let's see. Raids, order 66. So if we were to take this is 3.6. So these two guys are 3.6. That's very true. 1.2 from Bad Batch. That's 4.8. If you do Jedi Master Mace, Depa, and Temple Guard, that's another 3.6. Right? So that's 8, 9, 10, 4. That's 8.4 right there. Depending on how much you're getting with your Bad Batch. But I happen to think, like, I don't think they're a fun raid run, but they're still a good raid run, even at lower levels. And then you go, let's see, you have Keller and Beck. Do you have Jocasta? You have Jocasta. You want to do Ayla, right? So Ayla, and Shakti, you could do Shakti. Shakti is good because Shakti you're going to need for other things later on. So if you do that, that's 1.8, right? And that is 9.12. So 2, that's 10.2. So basically what I'm saying is if you take Mace, Depa, and Temple Guard to relic 9, and you take Ayla, and Shock to Relic 7, you can get 10.2 million just with that. I understand being choosy with R9s, and the tough part is with Relic Delta. You know, CG has said like, "Oh, we're gonna cough up a little bit more with the Relic economy change," and we don't really know what that means yet. But the one thing that we do know is they did say that they are putting droid brains in the scavenger, right? So that's something to consider. I'm sure it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm sure it's going to be some piece that you need. But you at least will be able to get droid brains on a more consistent and reasonable basis with Relic Delta and the scavenger. So it's just, it's something to think about when we're talking about Relic 9s. Now, that said, again, eventually I would take the clone troopers if Lord Vader's getting unlocked very soon. I would take the clone troopers to at least Relic 7. There's no place for Relic 5s on a Lord Vader team. But that's not for raid, that's for Lord Vader. So that can be longer term. It's just something I would think about. Let's go in here. Gear needed. No, gear tracker. Let's see what we got. Lord Vader, we said we're very close. Yeah, okay. So that's like the next big thing here, getting gas. Finishing that up. We have all this stuff. We don't have Jar Jar, but as much as I hate to say it, Jar Jar really doesn't have any place in the meta right now. We got Leia, Leo, Cal, Afro. We have all this stuff. Ahsoka, we're fairly far on. Do have Balin. Do have Hondo. All right. Yeah, you have to. You need at least Relic 7s on a Lord Vader team as a bare minimum. And here's the nice thing. Right now, we don't really know what to expect with the game right now, right? Like, we had the 2 ships that just came out. And then we're getting Forlom and Zuckuss. And then there might be one more episode before they go into the holiday episode. And the holiday episode doesn't have Marquise. So I don't know what to expect for Forlom and Zuckuss. But it does mean that you have a little bit more catch-up time right now before you have to go too crazy preparing for things, right? And that is something to kind of consider. You're in this time of saying, okay, hey, I am going to play catch-up on all of the things that I'm missing right now. Lord Vader is the major one, and I would definitely prioritize Hondo over Ahsoka. Look, I'm gonna bully you and tell you that I really, really solidly think that at our level of the game, your Imperial Remnant 3-man should be Relic 9. Right? Like, will the importance of that shift a little bit lower when droid brains are more accessible? Maybe. I don't think it's going to go away fully. I do think having that extra droid brain income is very important. I'm not going to fight you on it because you're here for every brunch, so you have heard me say it a million times. You know my feelings on it. But I think that between the raid stuff and Lord Vader and being in a very catch-up oriented spot right now with the game until the beginning of next year, it just seems like a really smart time to be making those specific choices. I do think that players need to be a little bit careful with their relicking needs right now, because with Relic Delta, CG did say, they didn't necessarily say, hey, you're getting more relic stuff. They said that they are shifting the relic economy. And in the past, with Relic 8 and Relic 9, they got rid of carbonate circuit boards and bronzium wiring. And my worry is they might do that again, and it might anger some people when they do Relic upgrades and and they don't need, I don't know, like chromium transistors and a rhodium heatsink. Who knows? I have no idea on that front, but I just think that this is the time where you can get rid of all of those annoying little projects. Xander, I think everybody should leave their guilds. Fuck it. Just go wild. Go hog wild. Everybody leave their guilds. No more raid. And Warlock, honestly, I have no idea. I hate ketchup. Ketchup belongs on fries only, and even then, I barely put them on there. Ketchup is a poor man's condiment. It's something for children. That's my thoughts, and be mad at me all you want. Okay. Ew, gross. Fuck you with your mayo. I would ban you from YouTube. Mayo is like the worst thing in the world. It is the most disgusting of the condiments. Sort by. Yeah, well, you found yourself a much better guild, I'll tell you that much. Mod speed. Let's just check this out. 124. There's like a real big, do you notice this? There's a huge drop off in your mod speeds when it comes to your GLs over here. And we go right from like, hey, 178, 178, 178, 178, and then like 136. That's a great way to look at it. Right? So like if you look at mine, and I know I've been playing much longer. I have much more mod depth, but you see a more consistent downtrend as we start to get lower and lower and lower. So I do think, do you do your 3 mod refreshes a day? Or no? No, your mods are not terrible. Your mods are not terrible at all. Cap might say that your mods are terrible. I don't think that they are. I just think that for being 2 years in, your mods are actually pretty okay. But I definitely think that you need to put some focus on those mods. Do you do your mod refreshes, or are you refusing to answer me? Are you like, I don't want to? You do. Okay. And I'm assuming, I know you loved Cap very much. I'm assuming you follow his mod, get 25 speed mod guide, because it is a great guide and people swear by it. So I can only imagine that you're doing that. Cap to V. Cap to V, that sounds dirty, man. That sounds dirty as hell. What I like to do with mods, and I've said this before, because, right now, again, in terms of your roster, we've decided on what you should do for the raid, right? So that could be done in the next 2 months. The clones to Relic 7, because you're getting Lord Vader. Focusing a little bit of time into Hondo over Ahsoka, definitely. And I strongly recommend Imperial Remnant. So when we talk about like characters to do during catch-up time, that's what you should do. But I will tell you that when it comes to mods, the way that I do this, and I've been helping out a friend who has been busy the last 2 weeks. So I've been doing this on his account as well. And he is a mega whale, so it's actually very, very fun to go in there and buy these 8 times every day. It's like the most fun thing in the world because I feel like a princess. But what I tend to try to do is I go into my mods, right? I go in and I do my filters. Okay, right? So I'll do them now because I haven't done them in a few days. So I go in, I do my filters. Takes a couple minutes. I wish that we could automate this process. That would be super, super nice. Come on, mods. You can do it. Something, put your back into it. Sell. All right, we're almost done. Almost there. These can't be sold. All right, so now I go into the speed check thing, right? And I try to build a nice, really strong, like 1 or 2 mods as often as I can. These here are not, I mean, they're tenacity sets, so I have nowhere to put them right now. These rolls, they're not super great, right? It's a 4 roll of 15, so the mod quality has been pretty bad, but it's still not the worst mod in the world. I'll roll it just for you, just for fun. Maybe we can get a 5th. Beautiful, perfect, right? I get a 22 speed. And what I end up doing here is I take that, I see it is an offense rectangle, right? I pop that in, offense rectangle. I put that on everything. I speed shift down. And then I look through and I go, all right, look, I got this thing here that's on nobody. I am going to create a downline. And I am going to upgrade like 10 characters mods, right? And I am going to build everybody's mods up by doing that. Now, I'm going to spare the time of doing that right now because that's boring to watch me do. But, you know, this is probably going to go down and it's probably going to go to Sabine. And then I might skip a couple because I don't always feel like 1 speed is worth upgrading. And then that 21, you know, is maybe going to go to, I don't think any of these guys need them. It'll probably go to Jedi Master Mace Windu just because Jedi Master Mace Windu doesn't have a 6 dot mod. So it'll give him 1 speed, 6 dot more offense. And then this 20 speed is probably going to end up getting rolled to 6 dots. And it's going to go to, you know, Padawan Obi-Wan. Okay, and then Padawan Obi-Wans, I'm probably going to send down... I will probably 3 speed. I'll probably send it down to this guy over here. No, I'll probably send it down to Reva because I feel like Reva needs it more, right? So then now I'm going to take Reva's and I'm going to look down and I'm just going to keep dropping this down a couple notches to things that I'm using or not using. Third Sisters, Reva's, I will probably end up bringing that down to like Candorus, right? And now I have taken like 10 characters and I have increased their viability by a little bit. So that is something that I really strongly suggest people do. And it blows my mind when people don't do it. Speaking of a mod rearrange, I personally don't rearrange my mods. I always upgrade. I never shift between teams. I know a lot of people do it. Hot Utils has the Grand Ivory mod thing, and people swear by it. I think for the most part, you can take 1 or 2 characters and just say, okay, I'm going to really isolate and try to find the specific mod for the specific character, and you can kind of create a downline that way. The only mod that I would say right now, looking at this, and I'm like, you know, unless you're using this character in a different way, but like when I was looking at Watt, right? if you're using Watt the same way that I use Watt, he needs one turn. He needs a single turn. He's going to die after that single turn. Right. I'm going to take the speed protection 14 mod off of him and put it on someone who needs it for more than one turn. Now, some strategies need Watt for multiple turns. If you're using like Trench, you know, maybe you need Watt to do more turns. And you might be because you like, no, because your Trench is level 1. So fuck that. That's not even something that you have to think about. But it's something that I think you can maybe consider looking at some characters like that and going, hey, is this benefiting me at all? Jedi Knight Anakin, like I just kind of clicked on this one randomly. Jedi Knight Anakin is someone that really does need his primaries to be in order, especially if you want Master Qui-Gon Jinn's thing to work well. This 2x whatever mod with 5% health is useless to him. It's a shitty primary. Get an offense primary on him so that when Qui-Gon dies, he can actually explode and do the shit ton of damage that he needs to do. So I think that that's one thing that you maybe want to focus on right now, is just looking at your mod primaries and picking just a couple characters at a time to isolate those primaries on. You have third sister. You do. Health, good, crit, yeah, all right, that's fine. Health, lots of health, good, super fast, nice. $316. It's kind of to me, that's like a slow Mara Jade, personally. I feel like should be at least like 330. I think mine is close to 350. I was actually, so this is one that's interesting. Taron Malicos, right? I was noticing when I looked at my mods before, like, oh, hey, my Malicos is actually maybe a little too fast, right? And I almost feel like, I don't know, it's a fine line with that Seer Malicos team, because you want them to go and take turns, but you also want the enemy team to take a bunch of turns to get that crit damage. What's your speed? 250. What is my speed on Malicos? Force users, Malicos. Yeah, like mine is 234. He definitely doesn't as much want that speed, because you want the enemy team cycling those turns. So you could maybe put something that'll benefit him a little bit more with like half the speed here, and throw that on somebody who's going to use it a lot more and a lot more beneficially. So if you were to take any advice from me today, I think the advice to take is, one, use this catch-up time wisely right now. We've isolated a great way to do the raid for you because of what your guild needs. And two, just be more meaningful about how you continue to approach modding. And if you create that downline, you will much more quickly speed up building up those mods. Do you feel like I've given you the value that you wanted from me? Have I lived up to cap, Daniel? You know, it's funny. Mod filters, I don't like modding, and it's boring to go through mod filters, but it also saves me so much time. It saves so much time to do mod filters instead of like having to manually do things. Hey, Snorlax, good morning. And while I'm waiting for Daniel to reply, I'm going to ask Tavarius, if you are here, please speak up and let me know. Because I will not continue to skip your review if you are here. Roster reviews. Egnards is going to tear. I will take a double butt slap and a backpack hug. 100%. I told you we had a whole discussion about gay chicken on the Discord, right? Maybe we can make like Egnard's body pillows. That would be an interesting one. You know, I think for an early account, it's very different than it is for a mid or a late game account because any speed is good speed. I think that if you're an early account, one of the primary focuses should really just be getting the sets correct and making sure that every mod has speed. And you can go back and fix that later. I have a very robust system of mod filters, and I do have a video about my mod filters and how I, you know, have these things set up. I'll go back to the game so you can see it. So if you wanted to use my mod filters, you would be able to. Egnard's me or Egnard's logo? Yes, the answer is yes. But I do. I think that the primary focus as a lower and early game account is just making sure things have speed on it. So like when I'm on Advanced account, my only filter is check if it has speed, and if it has no speed, delete it. And then you slowly build that up. You know, and I have it check if the speed quality rolls it to a 4 and then delete it. Check if it rolls to a 5 or delete it. Check if it rolls to at least an 8 or a 5 if it's gray, then delete it. I think at your level of the game, if you're early game, it's really just about those primaries. I think Darth Tavarius is not here right now, so we will skip him again because I know he wants to be here for this. So we will move on to Arescuepanda, who I don't know if Panda usually says hi if they're here. So I don't. 53 minutes. So let's see. Type of review, regular one. Top 20 of your fleet, all Leviathan. Are you coordinating? Yes, all 3. Duel of the Fates R9. Protea Patrol R7. We know my feelings on that, but we'll see where the account is. Just unlocked Jedi Master Mace Windu, finished LV as well. Big question for this section. I really need some guidance on Zetas and Amis. There are a lot that I want, but unsure of which are better options. Wanting to climb back to Kyber as soon as possible. Currently have 3 Omicrons and 3 Zetas. Also, current thoughts about next farms as follows. Leia, pretty far from completion. Hondo, this one is dependent on what SR3 looks like. However, as I've gotten all of the pirates to at least 5 stars, it would not be an insane timeline. Contemplating Balin as well, since I have the pals for a GM team. Also open to clearing up current teams. Are you dead set? Yes for LV, since I'm so close. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? Kind of fine with either at the moment. All right, so a couple things. Omicrons. Omicrons are easier to look at in a timeline like this than Zetas are. Zetas are something that I would do, and it is a service that I offer to people where I sit down within an account and then I look at the teams that you have and I kind of pick an order of operations specifically for Zetas. It is a very time-consuming process. I have a sheet for somebody now that has like 50 Zetas on it, and we have it broken down into sets, and it takes hours. It takes a long time to do. So I can look at things quickly today on Brunch, but that is more time-consuming than doing Omicrons. Without looking at your account, Leia is a solid option. Hondo, I understand why you want to go there. I get it. Balin, I really love my Balin. I was just saying to someone, I was saying to Shadow actually, how much I've really enjoyed using my Balin. But I think, especially if you don't already have Leia, that you're leaving gaps in your roster by going for Balin. And then finishing up clearing current teams, upping relic levels, finishing bonus units. All right. So we will take a look. I know I've done a review for you before. I'm going to say somewhere around 10 to 11 million. We are the Zeta ranking. It is such a pain, the Zeta rankings. Like, I have to sit at my computer and then you have to research the teams and then look at the Zetas, and then it's such a pain to do. But it's very, very, very time consuming. So 10.2 million. We are getting 2. You have all Leviathans, but you're still getting rank 2. Ships. Let's see. No, we have Profundity. We don't have Leviathan. I've been saying this to everybody, especially if you want to get back into Kyber. Man, like, having all of the ships is one of the most important things that you can possibly do. Fleets in Kybers kind of suck. And now we do have new, Profundity's more usable now. Home 1 is more usable now. So we do have a lot more options than we maybe had 3 months ago. But sleeping on a GL fleet is, honestly, it's insane to me. And should really have some semi-priority. Let's see what we have for my units. Let's say my relic units. Let's check out what we're missing. Okay. No, I just recently 3 Omicron'd my Bo-Katan, personally. Captain Rex's is nice. That seems to be a staple in 3's defense with 5s and Rex. Let's go just GAC Omicrons, actually. GAC. You don't have any of Riva's Omicrons. That's crazy, too. That is very crazy. Let's see. Just double check over here. I have 2 of them. I have the leader, and I think it's the unique. The leader and driven by rage on my own Riva. It's kind of crazy to me to not have any of them, but let's see what your Inquisitors look like. Yeah, to have no Omicrons on a solid third sister team is honestly super nuts for me, and I would definitely consider getting that lead Zeta or lead Omicron as like a bare minimum. It is a solid like A- team, and that sounds bad saying minus, but it's a team that is worth having. It's a team that is worth investing in. As far as where you should be going with your account, 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta tool this up, yeah. Gear tracker. How far are we on Leviathan? Sortie, Darth Maul. It's not too bad. It's mostly relic levels. Leia. Lord Vader, super close. Definitely finished that. Star Killer. It's crazy to not have Star Killer too, though he has lost some prominence. And we don't know. Maybe the Strange. Some people have said maybe the Stranger is going to help lift him. Well, I'm going to tell you right now with Relic Delta that they do some pretty good stuff. Have that. Ahsoka, Balin. No, don't need that. Hondo. Okay. This is not that bad. I am also concerned with SR3. I said this to somebody a few days ago. I think that Smugglers Run 3, what's probably going to end up happening is it's going to drop at the same time as Relic Delta. Now, is it going to be super good? I don't know, but I do have a feeling that when Relic Delta drops, that Smugglers Run 3 is going to drop literally in tandem with it. What are we missing here? Let's look at the bottom of the account. Okay, and let's see. What are we doing in the raid? Doing 5 million. Your guild. You don't need to do anything else with this raid. You're fine. Your guild is doing well below what they need you to be doing. So you're 100% okay there. Check out this gear tracker. Go back to Leia. This is all relic levels. Go back here. Once again, it's mostly relic. This is... I don't think it will be either. Maybe it'll add that too. But I think that they're going to actually do something to the relic economy as well. Okay, so we got Lord Vader. Listen, I'm going to tell you, unfortunately, I feel like you can't do these two things in tandem right now. Unless your ships. Let's see what those ships look like. Kind of sucks because Sith Fighter is a cantina farm, and we all hate cantina farms for these kinds of things. So I think that maybe I would do Leia first, and then I would very strongly say go in for Leviathan. If you want to be a Kyber player, you need to have all of the fleets. You need to be at top fleet strength, and Leviathan is what's going to give that to you. And you may already be doing, your fleet climb perfectly fine without it. And if that's the case, and it clearly is the case because you're getting number 2, it's tough with Leviathan because a lot of its power is locked behind 7-star, but you can probably get away with waiting a couple of months and getting some of those free shards, at least for now. But I think that you should be using this catch-up time. This is kind of what I talked to Dan about. Right now, we're in catch-up time. Right now, we just had 2 ships. We're going to have 2 characters, then maybe an episode, then the holiday episode. This is your time to get caught up. It's not that I wouldn't worry about SR3, but I think that Leia's more important than SR3 right now, and I think Leviathan is also more important than SR3. I do not think that Balin is super important for you at this very moment. And I think that there's a lot more that you could be doing. Peanut butter jelly time. Hey, man. Where at? Dare go. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat, right? That's how it goes. We'll have all of them unlocked. That's what I would do. That's how I would go about it. It's all stuff you've isolated. You just have to pull the trigger on those things. And, other than Leviathan, you did not isolate Leviathan, but I think it's a strong mistake not to do that. Again, when it comes to Omicrons, I really would put on Third Sister's lead, and I would put on the Captain Rex one because it's very helpful one, it's very helpful for Phoenix in 5s, but it's also very helpful to clones to that 3-man Rex 5s team in 3s. I really hope that next episode is a fluff episode too, because that will give us a lot of extra time to kind of contend with like Relic Delta as well. So I'm super hoping for that. I'm going to ask again if Tavarius is here, because I feel bad that we have pulled him off 2 weeks in a row. Last week was his own fault because he was on the phone. But we will ask again before we move on to one that I really don't want to do. Give us the nuts. I saw someone post on Reddit a few days ago. No, I think it was either yesterday or 2 days ago about Dexter Jetster. And I am telling you right now, I am here for Dexter Jetster. Like, give us Dexter Jetster, please. Give us Dexter. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Darfrog, normally I do about 3.5 hours. Today, this one's going to be a little on the quicker side because it is my wedding anniversary and my sports team is playing at 9 a.m. in England. So this is going to be a much quicker stream than I normally would be doing. So it's just something to keep in mind. What is this? No, we don't want to do that. That's silly. All right. So we're, but I know that you submitted a roster review, and the way that I do that is I use Discord to tag you guys so that you guys know on Sundays if I've done your review and you weren't here, or you just know to show up on Sundays and I go right in order. I see Tavarius. I know he wants to be here. He is not here right now, so we're going to skip over him again. We're going to go to Maclunkey, who, listen, man, you're in my guild, and if you're in my guild, you probably don't need a review. And I think that you're just doing this to piss me off, because I think that you live for pissing me off. Darfrog, we're going into Manhattan today. We're going to go see Beetlejuice. We're gonna go see Beetlejuice. We're gonna go to a steakhouse. We're gonna have a lovely time. I have a feeling that you're doing this just to piss me off, because I think you live for that. You literally broke Discord yesterday with your stupid 0-point spaces, which were annoying as hell. We have literally banned. We have banned mention of Vanced on our Discord, and you have found so many stupid letters that are dupe letters. And you didn't even use my roster review format, you stupid piece of shit. You used your own. You used your dumb Google form. Special requests. I don't take special requests. I would like to see you use a Southern Civil War general voice the entire time. No, that was my joke. I made that joke when you did a roster review of me. I told you to be a Civil War general. You can't turn that shit around on me. What is this shit? What are your pronouns? I don't give a shit. Any dietary restrictions that the chef should be aware of? Not available. Oh, okay, you like Malort. I know that. How many stars in tier 4 of JTR's journey guide? 3? Fine. Wonderful. What is your cup gear level? Relic 9. What are you currently working on? My mental. These are literally my answers. These are my answers to your roster review. Am I more than you bargained for yet? I've been dying to tell you anything you want to hear, because that's just who I am this week. He's such... I can't stand him. I love him so much too, though. Do you hate fleets? No. Are you sure? Maybe. Do you have Do you have mods? Do you think Han shot first? Bottom text. Anything else I should know before judging you publicly? I will DM it to you. No sense in demonetizing your brunch. And you haven't DM'd me at all. So we're not going to take this one seriously. We're going to look at your roster and we're going to just see what it looks like, but I'm not taking this shit seriously, man. 12 million. You're in my guild. Of course. Of course you have a decent roster, right? Raid history, 13 million. Perfect. Love it. We ask for 10.5. You don't need to do anything else with the raid. Big fan of that. Excellent. Awakened Vandalorians, 10 of 10. Great guild. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker at Relic 9. Well, I do declare that is a shitty move. Nobody needs to Relic 9 their Jedi Master Luke. I don't give a shit who you are. I will not Relic 9 my JML. And I have said before that I might Relic 10 him only if I have enough materials to Relic 9 and Relic 10 him immediately, just because I think that'll be funny. See what your mod score, your mod speeds look like. You have a very quick drop off in your mod speeds as well, and you have a 12 million account. You've been playing for more years than than Dan was playing for. You go from 189 to 138 in literally one page. That's kind of embarrassing. What do we have down here? Let's. Why is Batcher one of your fastest characters? He's only G12. Like, I don't. You're not doing anything with that team. Reset this. Let's see what the bottom of your roster looks like. You have this commitment to the bit with Cup at R9. I understand it. You bought it for $5. We all bought it for $5. But if you are really going to commit to the bit of having a shitty character, I really think you should bring like a real shitty character to Relic 9, a shitty character that you didn't get to pay for. Maybe like Clone Wars Chewie or Ugnaught. Like those would be great R9s if you really want to commit to the bit of I am ridiculous. And I will respect you for it. I will not in any way boot you from my guild for wasting my effort, time, or energy. Ani, listen, Batcher is the goodest girl, and my Batcher is Relic 7, and my Batcher has, let's see, my Batcher has more speed, I'm sure. Batcher, Bad Batch, Batcher. My Batcher actually 112 speed, so I think his is a little bit faster, surprisingly. Yeah, slightly more, but what is he using his Batcher for at G12? Nothing. He's using it for nothing. I actually use the goodest girl, right? Keep that in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only it always surprised me when someone in my guild does not have. What if you made an R9 JML decision in an unknowing yesteryear? That's why we like, follow, and subscribe to Egnards, right? So that we don't make those stupid decisions. And I know, I actually sent my video, I will not R9 my JML, to Songjita. He was not amused. He gave me a really sturdy, stern eye roll. Leviathan being at 6 stars, being in a 670 mil guild, it is insane to me to not have Leviathan at 7 stars, quite personally. I don't know how I let you in. I must have been really desperate that week. B-Wing. It looks like your ships are in order other than the brand new stuff, which is completely fine. He might have had it for the Conquest. He might have had it for the Conquest feat. Well, the Conquest feat. Oh, to be able to do. I see what you're saying. So that he has decent mods on his characters so that he can do it. Maybe. Sure. But you don't know Maclunkey yet, Darfrog. And Maclunkey is somebody who just needs to be put in his place. That's Maclunkey. Ani, you know what a 6-star Leviathan does not do? A 6-star Leviathan does not do the fleet on Mandalore 3 days in a row. That's 3 million TB points on the table. Remember, Maclunkey is in a guild that needs those combat points. Very, very, very important. And also remember that we're not taking this seriously. Right? He is. I would definitely go follow Maclunkey. La do declare. Hey, C squared. What's up, Christian? We're not taking this seriously at all. I don't even know why I'm wasting this amount of energy on Maclunkey right now. In fact, the last time he reviewed my account, all he did was look at my cup and talk about that. And he did an entire video ranking all of the content creators based on their cup. And what pisses me off is like, commit to the bit and give your cup 6 dot mods. Like, I commit to the bit, right? I spent 3 years advocating to get Jar Jar to the game. Jar Jar finally comes to the game, and I'm pretty sure I have a world first on getting that whole team to R9. I did the entire event the day it came out on stream in a fucking Jar Jar mask. I know how to commit to a bit. I spent 4 hours yesterday doing Rejax patterns on Discord so that we can completely ban Vance's name from being even used on Discord. I commit to a bit. If you want to commit to the bit to being the anti-content creator, commit to the bit of making sure that your characters that you care firmly about have like the most insane mods. And I know that you did it based on potency, so give them full potency mods. Make sure every mod has like a 5 run potency. That would be funny. Like, that would be funny as hell. Is his fastest non-GL. Oh, okay, so Christian, that's another great example, right? His name is Maclunkey. He commits to the Greedo thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. Your Greedo should be Relic 9. He's not. He's Relic 6. Your Greedo doesn't even have 6 dot mods. Like, think about that. This entire review is about committing to the bit, even if it screws up my guild because you're wasting your materials on shit like that. At least it'll be funny. That's all I have to say about this account. Who is Vance? Don't worry about it, Snorlax. You don't want to know. That is somebody that you do not want to know at all. Tavarius, I'm going to ask one more time if you are here, because if you are, I will do your review before we go into Egnards Draws. And if you are not, then we will just skip it one more week, because I know you want to be here. Egnards is taking a break. You're having a shit. Oh, good. That'll actually get me pretty caught up. I'll fill in for Hev. Not Avorius. Tavarius. They're very different people. Let's see. Trabx. Right? We've got Trabx here. C squared, have you changed your Discord theme? Because I saw that Enigma's name is now Mortis Daddy or some shit. Is your new Discord theme like Ahsoka Land fantasy manga now? Have you moved on from pirates? Trelax, what time is it? We're at 1:20. 0:00. Fleet Arena, mostly executors and profundities, 3 Leviathans beside myself, I think. We have a shard Discord with specific payout times. I share and alternate with one other person. All right, cool. I do too. We have a system, though, where whoever gets it first gets it. But neither of us actually cares. And sometimes I don't even bother, and sometimes he doesn't even bother. It's a really nice system. He just loves being called the father. He's got daddy issues. Assault battles, everything looks in order except for this Jedi Ewok one. That's usually one of the easier ones. Should be CT3 now. Duel of the Fates. Duel of the Fates R9. That's a non-negotiable. Right? Hands down, that's a non-negotiable. Shard farming for GL Pico. Somebody listens to Zeta Protocol. Um, 10 relics from C. Knights of Knee, you did not miss the new intro. Good and lucky for you. You're here just in time for the new intro. 10 relics from C. Are you dead set on continuing? Depending on SR3, yes, no. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? More interested in guild friendly. I like that. I like that. If you were like a million higher, I would maybe try to recruit you. TMs, SMs, raid, then staying in K23. Any favorite characters? Obi-Wan is my... So what's kind of ridiculous to me is that Duel of the Fates is a non-negotiable to me. And notoriously, Duel of the Fates has to do with Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan is one of your favorite characters, and you have chosen not to do the Duel of the Fates at R9. Like, that is some kind of fuckery to me. Just something to consider, right? And I know you're almost 12 million because I saw your account when I moved it over before. So we're at 11.7 million. You have your Leviathan. You're doing fine there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is actually also crazy because you have Jedi Master Luke, but your ground war is not CT3. So I'm going to clue you in on a little secret that is going to blow your mind. You are going to take Jedi Knight Luke. You are going to take all the speed off of him and just put like an offense health set on him with a crit avoidance or an offense arrow. No speed or super low speed. You're going to make him the lead. You are going to put JML in there. You are going to put, who would make this easier? Jedi Knight Revan in there. You are going to put Hermit Yoda in there. And I like General Kenobi in there as well because of the mass attack. And you are going to start Ground War. And you are going to start by doing the mass call and then a stun. And then you are going to slowly work your way through, making sure to end each round with a mass call so that you can start each round with a stun and a speed limit. Now, Revan, you can't do the call with because he's Old Republic, but he has his middle saber throw. So if you get caught where Revan is the last turn, you can use the saber throw to Jedi Knight Luke to also get the turn to him. But this should be dead ass easy for you to get Ground War. Duel of the Fates non-negotiable. That should be done hands down like tomorrow. Raid rewards. So you can do 9.3 million, but you only did 5.4 here. So that tells me maybe you just got busy. But you can do 9 million. And your guild is, all right, your guild is doing pretty all right here, right? But you're going to have to keep pushing those 9s to help them out there. Relax. Let's see what we're looking at here. Leviathan, Profundity, Executor, we have them all. Hondo, you're very close to Hondo. That's nice. I would not stop on that. Definitely. This is something I would not stop on at all. SR3 doesn't matter. You're so close that it would be silly to not finish that. Ahsoka, not so important. When you said shard farming for GL Pico, I actually thought you were further. You're very close to C, all right? So you're not going to end that. You're not going to finish. You're not going to stop that because you're so close. Have everything else, man. So listen, again, you're in catch-up time right now with Forlom and Zuckus and the holiday episode coming up. This is your easy catch-up time. I can see this all being done by end of year. Right? All of it done by end of year. I would prioritize... You're still shard farming for Hondo, so I feel like you can finish C in that interim time. I would finish C. I would finish Hondo. I would get my Duel of the Fates to R9. I would get my Peridia Patrol at least to R5. Never ignore free materials. Ever, ever, ever. Oh, you have it. So did you just get this then? You must have just got this because in your Discord thing, it says 0. So that's got to be new. But I would definitely get your Duel of Fates to R9. And honestly, man, when it comes to Lightspeed bundles, I hate saying wait for Lightspeed bundles, especially if it's a favorite character. You are fairly close to Jedi Master Kenobi. And like, Bo-Katan Kryze does really well in a Bo-Katan team and is needed sometimes for some of the team comps. So you're going to want to bring her up anyway, which is going to bring you even closer. So I would use from now into January, just ripping through all of these things. C, Hondo, Duel of the Fates R9, and then do your JMK. And then you're golden. And then come try to join my guild. And if I have a space at that point and a year, I could see myself saying, yeah, you're good. Not that I'm trying to poach you or anything, but use this next 2 to 3 months to just rip those Band-Aids off and get yourself caught up. Now, at that point, should you do Ahsoka? Probably not. Right? Probably not needed. Probably not worth it. Probably new stuff coming out at that point. So I would wait on that. But if I had your account, that's what I would do. And again, even if SR3, if SR3 information comes out tomorrow and it sucks, I would still finish GL Hondo because you're that close. And I'm not a start a farm, finish a farm person. Right? So that's just something to consider. With that said, I know it's early. We are nearing the end of today because, again, Broncos are playing in a half hour. And it is my anniversary, so we are going into the city. But we do have Egnards Draws to do today. Moonborn, are you still there? Moonborn, 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 are you still here? Moonborn, I need to make sure he's here. Moonborn, are you here? Moonborn? We are going to unveil the new intro to Egnards Draws and do an Egnards Draws. As always, Egnards Draws is about drawing a Star Wars character using just a reference and Microsoft Paint. None of this Fat Phil writing on a tauntaun shit. Just a Star Wars character. So we are going to need some Star Wars character ideas. While we are waiting on that. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. So Moonborn gets to see the unveiling of the world premiere of the Egnards Draws intro video. And I actually forgot to put in the little plaster thing on top this morning, so I'll have to do that later. That's not important. This part is, though. So I am happy he's here for it. Let's give it up for Moonborn. We are going to pop on over to the Egnards Draws song.
He sought inspiration from mankind's truest arts. Armed with trusty MS Paint, combined the greatest parts. He traveled all the world when he sought inspiration from mankind's truest.
Hold on. We're going to take a pause there because there was an issue. Even though both songs should not have been playing because I have most of them down. We're going to just pause here real quick and try to fix this. Don't like that. All right, let's go to it.
He sought inspiration from mankind's truest arts. Armed with trusty MS Paint, combined the greatest parts. He traveled all the world, went to Japan, France, and Spain. So when the light hits up his screen, we're asking once again, is it a masterpiece that's coming? Is it truly art refined? Or is it just the digital equivalent of shit we find. Oh, Egnards Draws, Egnards Draws. He'll work tirelessly and diligent throughout all of the day. Oh, Egnards Draws, Egnards Draws. Egnards Draws, Egnards Draws. Is that Vader on the screen or just a melted tray? Egnards Draws.
It's so fucking beautiful. I love it. I really do. I see some great suggestions. First of all, Keblock, it is always nice to see you stop in. I would love to draw Darth Terrence, but I need a reference photo in order to do it. So get me one for the future, and maybe we'll do Darth Terrence. For today, I think I feel like let's see what right. His name is Jod. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday. And it's Moonburn's birthday next week. Should we do Jod with or without his helmet on? I think that's important, right? Because we can go with this helmet thing. We can also do without the helmet, which I think will just look laughable personally, because I'm not an artist in any stretch of the imagination. Without helmet. I feel like without it, in order to capture the Jude, I don't know if we're going to capture the Jude Law essence. We'll try. Yeah, and it's Moonborn's birthday next week, right? So that is important. Sure, there has been a cat in the background holding a sign. He's no CG shill. He's our shill. What do you do to piss off the cat? Is there a cat in my background? Oh, in the background of the video? I actually didn't even catch that, little guzzle. But I appreciate the beer money, so thank you. I'll have to go and look at that. Even if you just get me a nice picture that I can turn into a Sith to somehow. All right, we'll do it without the. All right, let's see. I don't know how I'm gonna capture a Jude Law essence personally, because I am not an artist. Let's get this up a little bit bigger in my background. I'm gonna get a nice one. There was a nice one here, but now it's like gone. That one looks stupid. This is from... That's terrible. Need like a good picture. Like a... No, that one's not good. I guess I could use this one to start it. So we need to draw like an oval face, right? We need like an oval. It's too thick. Something like this. And he's got, is that black hair or brown hair? I want to say it's like a dark brown. So we're going to take this brown, this weird color, and GLS, that's not the fun of it, right? The fun of it is being confused. not supposed to look good. I mean, I want it to look good. It would look nice if it looked good. I'd be kind of happy with myself if it looked good, but I don't expect it to look good. He has like that like kind of little bit of curl in his hair. So we're gonna go to the airbrush. We're gonna give him that like V that is happening over here. No, I don't like that. It's like a slight mutton chop thing. Interesting. Can I make this bigger? Oh, I can. Excellent. It's like blue eyes that are. He has a big forehead. Like, goddamn. Even Pirate Jedi. Oh no, it's actually my anniversary today. All right, I was trying to make these eyes exactly the same, but it's not gonna work. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna zoom in here. We're going to make those little circles for his eyes. And we're gonna give him a little pupil in the middle. Made him an egg. Listen, everything is an egg here, okay? And we're not done. All right, calm down. My Broncos better win. He's got like these light, like blue gray eyes. You could get lost in them. Um, you are right. We do have a very square chin. I don't want a generative erase. No, it's smaller than that. I'm not good at noses, so this is going to be a problem. No, I need like the pencil. Where is the pencil? Natural pencil? I need this line to be smaller though. Fuck is it? No, I don't like natural pencil. Brush. Oh, here's pencil. He's got pretty pencil thin lips, and they're pretty. I mean, they're no that nose is awful. I don't I don't like that at all. I don't. I mean, it's terrible, but I don't care. I'm leaving that one. His lips are like kind of dull looking. Find the right color for this. No, it's too. I need something blander. I think like that. I think this is a better. All right, like we got a face, right? I mean, I think that kind of looks like him, like sort of, a little bit. Need to give him some color. No, he looks like a fucking oblong. A little bit more orange, maybe. Yeah, like it's there. It's not. I think a little bit less. It's kind of there. Um, I mean that's the point of Egnards paints, right? No, this is not going to work. I'm going to have to do this dot by dot. I don't like it. This is looking like a 5 a.m. nightclub shot. I don't. I need like an airbrush that is gonna work better than this because it's just not capturing what I want it to capture. Can I saturate? No. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to get the airbrush to do what I want it to do. without it looking like acne. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I need a new. Because I need. I need Jod in his jacket. All right. This will be a pretty okay reference for that. It's kind of like. Oh, he's got chocolate all over his face. Is his jacket kind of reminds me of Captain Mal. I kind of like the shape. That's not his shape. That's like the jacket shape. So calm down. Maybe I should do that after. We'll say, I don't know, this is like his torso. This is a slightly darker brown, right? And then we have some chest hair. Is that No, it's not. um I guess his arm, if his arm is there, then this is kind of like for the jacket thing, and then the jacket thing kind of goes like this, and then like this, and then his arm. Go a little darker for that one. This is like a I mean, listen, I think that I could have done much worse. And then we got to draw his gun. That just kind of like hanging there. No. You know what? No, I'm not drawing his gun because it'll just look like a dick. Maybe we'll put the gun over here. Just as an artistic liberty, we're going to add the gun here. Um, nope, that is too big. Say this little flintlock thing over here. Give it a little trigger thing over there. Guys, it's Jod. I think it looks like Jod. You might not like it. You might think it looks like crap. That's okay. I think it looks like Jod. There we go. I bit to the left. I think it looks like Jod. I think I did a pretty good good job considering I'm doing this in paint. I am not an artist. That is Moonborn's job. I'm happy with it. I am. Pirate King. We're gonna save that. With that said, I appreciate you all joining me for brunch today. We do have to bounce out like ASAP. The kickoff happened literally a minute ago. I need to go see this game and then head into the city. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. And next week is Moonborn's birthday. So make sure to say happy birthday to him. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'm looking forward to not talking about Relic Delta for the rest of the weekend. Is it 9:30? I thought it was 9. Hold on. Well, I still have to wake my wife up, but hold on. Broncos game. Oh, it's at 9:30. Awesome. That's excellent. Starts at 9:30. That means I didn't miss kickoff. Perfect. Love it. I will see you guys throughout the week. Don't bother me today. I'm going to be in the city. Have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.